Hi. Okay, so I want to speak briefly on what I've titled how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu disqualified himself from the 2027 presidential contest. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if he is indeed a man of honor and integrity, he should not stand for re-election in 2027. Hear him speak. I need you to hear him speak in his own words in this short video. Watch.
Whichever way, by all means necessary, you must have electricity, and you will not pay for estimated bill anymore. A promise made will be a promise kept. If I can't keep the promise and I come back for second term, don't vote for me. That's the truth. Unless I give you adequate reasons why I couldn't deliver.
Okay, so this video you just watched, that was then candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2022, stating directly and clearly, simple English, without any confusion, to Nigerians that if he didn't fix the electricity problems or challenges in his first 4-year term in office, then Nigerians, should not re-elect him in 2027. Now, that hour is fast, approaching. So, today, the reality is that the power conundrum has gotten rather worse, much worse than improved. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a honorable man with integrity, should save Nigerians the stress. He should imitate Japanese political leaders, tender an unreserved public apology to Nigerians, and refuse to participate in the 2027 presidential polls. This is the best course of action open to him. Nigerians did not vote for Minister Adebayo Adelabu, who earlier in the week apologized, tendered a public apology to Nigerians, on the deplorable electricity supply situation with incessant grid collapses, power outages, poor metering, debts, huge debts to discos, to gencos, etc., etc. To be brutally honest, Minister Adelabu's apology is utterly useless and meaningless. He was a wrong fit for the role from the very start. I said as much in at least 3 videos I made while offering, my strategic suggestions on the subject of this electricity conundrum, which you can find on this channel as far back as late 2023. Now, electricity is critical. In fact, it is the second most strategic issue at the heart of all our economic development, jobs creation, and industrialization aspirations. It is next in hierarchy only to the composition of a visionary and patriotic political leadership driving our national integrated development master plan. Without any of these two, the much touted $1 trillion GDP projection of Mr. President remains a mere fantasy. For this isn't anchored on any cogent, scientific, or rational, development blueprints or plans. It is just empty rhetoric and political media soundbites or sloganeering. Furthermore, while Nigerians need, at least 100,000, Nigeria needs at least 100,000 megawatts of electricity, distribution to effectively power our industrialization and household electricity demands, but we barely generate 15,000 megawatts, and worse, distribute just about 4,000 megawatts, even at peak times, leaving a deficit of 96,000 megawatts. Furthermore, the intricate complexities of the challenges hobbling this sector and the suggested solutions are of such technical and strategic nature, which demands a more intelligently robust approach than mere political responses and tokenisms. To my mind, a more serious-minded leader, fully acquainted with the strategic nature of this sector, would have prioritized this issue from the get-go and galvanize the awesome resources of state at the presidential, at the presidential level to solving, this issue. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did it. He did not. Rather, he channeled the enormous powers of his office to the two issues he's most, passionate about. Number one, squeezing revenues from Nigerians and businesses through unwholesome and cruel taxes, levies, and increased utility tariffs. And then the second thing he's most passionate about, of course, his inordinate penchant for Machiavellian politics. To my mind, Nigeria deserves far better. No doubt about that. The energy, the vision, and drive necessary to galvanize the human, material, and financial resources to confronting this problem, holistically and solving it once and for all is a task for someone who is better suited and prepared for the role of president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu isn't that man. For every other reason I've said, you may add to it the fact that he has had 4 years, to justify why he should be re-elected. And he has failed spectacularly. He does not deserve to be re-elected on his own promise. And the promise or the facts on ground, he does not deserve to be re-elected as president of Nigeria. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.